Michael Sinez making his kickboxing debut here on Fighters Rep. Number 19 from Fontana, California, trained by the General himself, General Joe Davison. Standing 6'1".
And here's David Rincon from Artesia, California, standing 6 feet tall. Just turned 21 years old back on August 26th, making his amateur kickboxing debut. Trained by Ron Smith at the Long Beach Kickboxing Center. But he calls himself Mexican-style kickboxing. So we're looking forward to seeing what that will look like against Michael Sinez. And Michael Sinez, such a great story he has as well, too, which we'll get into in a few short moments.
Well, this is the final fight of the evening, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. You'll see fighters wearing headgear and shin pads. This is the only fight we've had with headgear and shin pads because these fighters are making their debut here on Fighters Up number 19.
And like I alluded to, that very interesting story from Michael Sinez. Served in the military for the Coast Guard from the ages of 20 to 24. He's currently a reservist and actually works at the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department in the IT section, fixing computers, and now he's looking to fix the issue that is David Rincon and get a win for his amateur debut.
Well, let's see if he can debug his opponent. And the fighters are throwing heavy hands. Long punches there by Mike. Oh, the headgear comes off. As we call time out, David Rincon's going to have to put that headgear back on.
They were having some issues putting on the headgear before the fight, perhaps not strapped strong enough. But Sinez, credit to him for knocking out the headgear with a kick. The vibration knocking out the headgear. Sinez said he trained jiu-jitsu and boxing in the Coast Guard, was a high school wrestler. So at the age of 26, he's participated in a lot of sports and now making a run at it as an amateur, and trained by Joe Davidson, who's has a very strong pedigree as a coach, right, David?
Absolutely, and as a fighter too. General Joe Davidson, I've seen him fight throughout the years. He may be making a comeback very, very soon. I love to see him fight. He always brings it, and he's bringing that knowledge to his fighters right now.
Sinez fighting out of the southpaw stance, and again has Rincon cornered. So far, everything working for Rincon. Excuse me, Sinez. And these are the big boys, 195 pounds this fight is contested at.
And Sanders is trying to keep his opponent box cornered in that ring. Rincon trying to use his head movements to kind of bob and eat that punch. And he bends down for the kick, gets that leg check. And Sanders is trying to put on that pressure. And Sanders is doing a good job fighting forward, and also doing a great job fighting backwards too. And our first round comes to a close. How do you see that first round?
Michael Cienez started strong. Obviously a sprint with these fights being contested at 2 minutes a round. And I had Cienez winning that one 10-9. Did more than enough to walk away with the first round 10-9 in his books.
And if you were in David Rincon's corner, what advice would you give him?
You know, he's trained by Ron Smith, which I know you're very familiar with, David. At this point, he has to let his hands go. He's just not active enough. You can't win a fight if you're not throwing punches or kicks. And unfortunately, David Rincon didn't do much in the first round to be considered the winner of the round.
Well, let's see what adjustments are made as we enter the second round of the final fight of the evening. And here we go for round two. Cienez fighting out of the southpaw stance.
That left leg kick working wonders for Michael Cienez.
David Rincon's like letting Michael Cienez come first. He's letting him go first, and it puts himself on the defense, and he just not on the proper stance to get that counter strike. His foot is even as he's back into the corner. He's not able to get that leverage that he needs to throw some heat against Michael Cienez.
Rincon just hasn't looked comfortable the entire fight. Cienez is stalking him around the squared circle, just letting his hands go, letting his feet go, and everything is working. And again, Rincon is backed into the corner, grimacing now. Looks like we're going to get a standing 8. And indeed we do. Referee Michael Bell delivering a standing 8. And
that's making this second round a 10-8 round.
David Rincon looks debilitated after suffering that knockdown. The body language indicating he's perhaps winding down here and hobbling his way to the corner after the end of round 2.
Beautiful switch cross between Michael Cienez, and we go to the third and final round. David Rincon's going to have to put the pedal to the metal. There, Ron Smith is telling him to let his hands go. He's got to establish some rhythms, got to take some of that cadence away from Michael Cienez. Michael Cienez is just finding his mark, finding his groove. He is hitting from the zone. He is in the groove right now.
Rincon reiterating that he's doing good. Give him the thumbs up.
And fight fans, this is the third and final round of this fight and of the evening. And we see Rincon letting the hands go, putting the pressure that he needs to do. But Cienes is just in the groove. He's balanced for every shot that he throws.
Those leg kicks are doing a number on David Rincon. He's hobbling when he's backtracking, and he's had to have absorbed at least 40 kicks so far to his right leg.
And another leg kick goes. And it's making Rincon just pick up his legs. And for the safety of our fighters, our referee, Michael Bell, waves off the fight.
Dominant stoppage win for Michael Cienes, dropping David Rincon once in the second and forcing the stoppage in the third to improve to 1-0, banking his first amateur win. What a great moment for the military veteran and Coast Guard reservist.
And you know, it's both fighters' first fight. A lot of them can take a lot of this stuff, whether you win or lose, back to the lab, come back and fight another day. But it's a good stoppage by Michael Bell and giving that V for victory in the Lions Den to Michael Cienes. And we're going to get the official time from Josh Shibata, and there's the happy face of Michael Cienes. And we are coming close to the end of Fighters Rep number 19 as we await for the official time for this final bout of the evening. It's been a great night here at the Lions Den. And I'm glad George Francis has brought this event back. You know, there was talk about it not coming back. But let's send it to Josh. And Michael Cienes comes out victorious, happy. Let's hear if there's any words that we can give us for that debut win here on Fighters Rep number 19.